How's it going? Everybody good? I sure hope so. Yeah, so it's late, but I had a latte. So I'm here to do a story time, and if you would be so kind as to stay tuned to the end, because I am having a little giveaway to celebrate my 1,000th subscriber. So stay tuned at the end for that, of how you can be entered to win. Anyways, everybody, let's just take a break, take a breather. Are we all super tired of Chantel right now? Do we all need a break? So I have my Stefan shirt on. Wait, hold up. There we go. Stefan, which could only mean one thing. And that is, I am here to tell you the time I got selected to be in the audience of Saturday Night Live. Yes, this girl here won the lottery to go sit in the audience for Saturday Night Live. So the reason I'm sharing this video now is because the lottery is due to start the first week of August. So I wanted to encourage people who maybe have this on their bucket list to enter into the lottery, and just to give you a heads up on what it's like when you're selected to go be in the audience for Saturday Night Live. Okay, so yes, this really did happen. This is a true story. Everything I'm going to tell you is true. I'm going to tell you all about being selected, booking a trip last minute because it was last minute, and my extended weekend in New York City. Always a good time. With that, live from New York, it's Saturday night. So I had been entering into the lottery for Saturday Night Live for a good 5 years or so, maybe longer, I'm not sure. And I know like a lot of people who've entered the lottery have, like, I've heard people who have entered for like 15 years, okay? Like, this lottery is crazy. So every year in August, because I follow Saturday Night Live on Instagram, on Facebook, I follow them on Twitter. I highly recommend you do the same if you are interested in being in the audience. Following them on Instagram would be sufficient, or Twitter they always announce when the lottery is happening. So basically what happens is you just you just send them an email saying, hey, I'd like to be considered for tickets, and your email gets put into the drawing. So how I thought it worked all these years was, I thought that they selected the audience for every episode at the beginning of the season. So in September, I assumed that they would call you and be like, hey, you've been selected. Your tickets are for January. Okay. Like, that's how I thought it worked. No, it does not work like that. Okay. It does not work like that at all. So for like 5-6 years, I would enter, and then around the end of September, I assumed I never won. I was like, oh, I didn't get selected. I figured they would tell me. I don't know where I got this. It was in my own head. Like, I thought that was how it worked. August 2016, I enter yet again into the lottery. What the heck? What have I got to lose? You can't win if you don't enter, that kind of mentality. And I go about my life. 2017, March 2017. I am literally taking Matilda out to go to the bathroom, and I'm checking my emails, and I have this email that is odd to me. It just looks odd because it says, it has my name and it says NBC Universal. And I'm like, huh, what? So I open the email up, and it's like, congratulations. You've been selected to be in the audience for Saturday Night Live this week, and they give me the weekend, which was 2 weeks out. Less than 2 weeks. Okay? I was like, first of all, I was shocked. I read it like 3 times. I was like, is this real? Are they serious? So in the email, it says you've been selected. You got 2 tickets, one for yourself, one for someone else. You cannot give your tickets away to anyone else. It could only be through you. You have 48 hours to respond to this email to let us know whether or not you're coming. And then that's basically it. Now the tickets are free. They do not pay for your travel expenses, okay? You just get free tickets. All right? Just so you know. Just so you know. So I do what any person would do. I take to social media. And I'm like, what do I do? Should I go? And everyone's like, yes, 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 go, go, go. Now I get an outpouring from people I know who work for Alaska Airlines, and they're offering me standby tickets and all this stuff. And I initially take them up on the offer for standby because flying standby with Alaska is actually super cheap. I think the tickets were like $50, but you fly standby. It's a gamble. So I didn't know I didn't know. And then secondly, where am I gonna stay? New York is expensive. How am I gonna make this all work? Last second. And who am I gonna take with me? Now listen, yes, I'm married. My husband does not like last minute trips. He's not a fan of traveling. That's just his thing, especially last minute, something like this. He just wasn't interested. And that's totally fine. I didn't, of course he was the first person I asked. I'm like, you want to go to New York and go see Saturday Night Live? And he was like, nah, I don't want to take time off work that quickly. He's like, nah. He's like, and then my husband's like, you should take your mom. Your mom's never been to New York. You should take your mom. That would be awesome mother-daughter bonding trip. My husband's really considerate like that. So I call my mom. I'm like, hey, I have tickets to Saturday Night Live. You want to go? And my mom's like, I don't know. She's like, when is it? I'm like, less than 2 weeks. She's like, wow, they don't give you much notice. I'm like, no, they don't. You want to go? You want to go? Got lots of people who want to go. And my mom agreed. She took me up on it. So I spent, I'd say, a good week checking standby because I had the ticket, I had the date and the travel dates and everything. And it was making me so nervous. It was making me so nervous to do this standby thing. So I don't necessarily recommend this. However, in this situation, this was probably the best idea I ever had. So I had wanted an Alaska Airlines credit card because I wanted the perks that go along with Alaska. I just hadn't taken out the card yet. Now I don't have a lot of credit cards. I don't use credit cards. I'm not big on credit cards. I have 2 credit cards to my name, pretty much. And one of those is my Alaska card. So a week before the trip, I decided I would take advantage of signing up for an Alaska Airlines credit card and pay for airfare that way. I got approved and I immediately put down 2 tickets to New York. And actually, I got my tickets for like a screaming deal. I think round trip for me and my mom, I want to say it was maybe under $400. Like I got so much rewards from doing that. And so, my tickets were hella cheap and they were a sure thing. And I just immediately, when I had those airfare tickets, I immediately relaxed. I was like, it was great. And plus my mom reimbursed me for her half of the ticket. So I think my airfare was like $225 or something. It was super cheap for last minute flights. Do you know what I'm saying? That's hella cheap to fly last minute to New York. I'm just saying. So then, where am I gonna stay? New York's expensive. And automatically people think to stay in Manhattan in a hotel and stuff. Oh my God, you guys, it's so expensive. So I start getting creative and I start looking on Airbnb. And I'm fond of Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn. I'll stay in Brooklyn. I ended up going on Airbnb and I ended up renting a room out of an apartment. It was like a huge loft, like a huge industrial looking loft in Williamsburg. This apartment was dope. So, but I was basically renting a room in some people's apartments. So it was like, I was hella nervous about this whole deal, but I was communicating with them. I was emailing back and forth. They were both from South America. They were hella cool dudes. And I was like, okay. And I told them the situation. I was like, listen, we're coming in to go see Saturday Night Live. And they were so accommodating and so nice. It was like the best Airbnb I could have ever hoped for. If I have to share a room and a bathroom with a bunch of other people, this is how you want to do it. So, I mean, I cannot begin to tell you guys how this worked out. It's like and the room was like, get this, you guys. It was $55 a night in Williamsburg. Okay, Williamsburg is up and coming. Okay, actually it's probably just up and coming, I would say. So, boom, we have everything set. And I actually ended up booking a night in Queens the night before we left because our flight home was like so insanely early. I just thought it would just be the best, in everyone's best interest, if we just got a hotel that night and was like right next to the airport, and then just flew out, you know, early the next day. And then like, because the hotel had like a shuttle to the airport, so I did that. So it was basically, we got in Friday morning and we left Monday morning. So, you know, not a long trip, pretty short trip. So, oh, I guess I should tell you who the host was and who the musical guest was, because you're probably all like, oh my God, are you gonna tell us who was hosting the show? Yes, I'll tell you. It's kind of a bummer now, but the host was Louis C.K. and the musical guest was the Chainsmokers. Oh, Louis C.K. Yes. It's kind of a bummer. But he was good. I mean, he was funny. Okay, anyways, but we'll get to that. So there. Y'all know who hosted. Y'all know who the musical guest is. Everyone calm down. Of course, I was going to tell you. This is a story time, though. Y'all need to chill. Okay, so... so, Mom and I leave Thursday night. We fly. It's a good flight. I actually slept. It's like we couldn't check into our Airbnb till like 3 in the afternoon or something crazy, and we got in at like 8 a.m. So the guy was super nice. He was like, I go, yo, we're coming in on the red eye, can we at least drop our luggage, you know, whatever, we'll do what we gotta do, you know, until we can get into our room. And the guy actually let us have an early check-in, and he let me crash on the couch in the living room. Like, I literally came in and passed out on the couch in the living room. And the dude was like he was so nice, and like his partner came in, and I like kind of woke up and I was so tired, and my mom was like half asleep herself, and I looked up, I was like, oh hey, what's up? I'm renting your room. He's like, yeah, I figured, how's it going? I was like, I'm tired. He's like, well, you go back to sleep. I was like, thank you. They were so nice. They like pulled out blankets and everything for me and a pillow, and just were like, yeah, you take a nap. You look wrecked, and you'll want to like, you know, wake up so you can go explore the city a little bit. And so I ended up checking into the room. I had a really great nap. That couch was awesome. I had the best nap considering. And I took my mom out into the city. Now, this was my mom's first trip to New York City. So like, I mean, can we be more iconic with this trip? So I take my mom, I take her at all the touristy spots. We know I flex my subway skills with my mom. Didn't get lost once on the subway. Can I get a woo woo? Woo woo. Didn't get lost on the subway. Hey. I swear. The last time I was in New York, before that, man, how many times I got lost on the subway was ridiculous. So I was so scared, because it was like, it's all on me. Mom's never been here. I got, you know, tow my mom around. I don't want to get her lost. So, you know, I take her to Times Square. I take her just all over in the evening. It was freezing cold. So Saturday rolls around, and obviously we're gonna spend the day in New York and take my mom to all the cool places. And so my friend was actually in New York as well, that weekend with her friend, and we decided that we would meet up, and everyone had been to New York except for my mom. So we were all gonna decide what my mom wanted to do, and whatever my mom wanted to do was what we would do that afternoon before we went to SNL. Don't worry, I'm getting to SNL. This story is worth it though. Stick with me. Stay with me, guys. The story is worth it. I promise. This is like the funniest shit you'll ever hear, at least in my humble opinion. I think it was hysterical. Okay, so we meet at Ground Zero. And so we all looked at my mom like, what do you want to do? And my mom's like, well, I want to see the harbor. And I was like, okay, well, I couldn't find tickets for the harbor. And honestly, like, that is like the best way to see New York, in my opinion, is from the harbor. So we're like kind of walking around trying to figure out, we're like on our phones, just trying to figure out how we can get some tickets. And I shit you not, this girl comes up to me and she's like, y'all want to see the harbor? And I'm like, actually, yeah, we do. And she's like, cool. She's like, so it's $40. And she was like talking it up. Like, obviously it's like her day, you know, you see all these people walking around Ground Zero. I could tell it's like this touristy thing, like these people are, and I'm like, I don't know, this seems a little sketchy, but fine. You know, everyone was down. My mom was down, my friend was down, her friend was down. We were all like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. $40, good deal. Let's go. So we're waiting around, they're collecting a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of tourists like ourselves, and they pull up this bus, this school bus. It's like one of those short buses with blacked out windows. Stay with me. And they're like, all right, y'all get in, we're gonna take you down to the harbor. And I'm like, I look over at my friend and I'm like, are you fucking serious, man? Like, they want me to get on this bus. And I'm like, okay, I'm only getting on this bus because there's like 10 other people getting on with me. So like, if we're all gonna die, I guess we're all gonna die together. So I was like, the whole time I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. Just take my mom to see the harbor, okay? Like, I just want to get on a boat and see the harbor. I really don't care about any of the logistics. Just want to see the harbor. So we get on this bus. And they have like a TVs in the bus, and it's playing the movie. That was Matilda. They're playing the movie Chips. You know, the remake of Chips? Yeah, they're playing that. And I sit down and I'm like, oh, sweet, we get entertainment to the harbor. I mean, the whole 10-minute drive that it's gonna take to get there. And we're all sitting there and I'm like looking at other people. I'm like, okay, anyone else a little, I mean, y'all have to admit, we have to be a little sketched out by this. Am I right? And everyone's kind of like, yeah. And I'm like, and then I, of course, I go, I want a picture of this. I will try to find the picture and put it in. Chips playing. So they take us down to the harbor. Now, up until this point, I'm like pretty fearful that we're gonna get ripped off somehow. Something's gonna happen. Nope. Not that it went smoothly, because once we got down and checked in at the harbor, there was like this issue. I just want to see the harbor. Like, it's all I really care about. Like, just get me on a boat. I really don't care if it's a rowboat at this point. I just want to take my mom to see the harbor. Harbor ride was great. It was actually, it was pretty legit. Like, it didn't stop anywhere. It didn't stop at like Liberty Island or Ellis Island or anything like that. It just literally took you around the harbor. But you got the view. You got the gist of it. It was great. It actually worked out great. Okay, it gets better though. So we get off, we're like 10 out of 10, that was actually worth it. You know, everyone, like all four of us were like, I was super sketched out by the bus, but everything seemed to work out fine. So they promised us a ride back to Ground Zero where they picked us up. So we go meet back where we're supposed to meet. And this guy pulls up in like this old ass Cadillac, like from the 70s. And he's like, y'all need a ride back? And he said the name of the tour group. He's like, anyone need a ride back? And I just like, I looked at my friend, I go, that's our ride. Get in. And I got in the car and I shit you not, I said, "Oh, you're not playing chips." And he's like, "Oh, you rode the bus." Yes, I rode the bus. He literally took us back, dropped us off, but it was just the funniest thing just to see this Cadillac roll up. "Hey, you wanted to get a ride back to Ground Zero?" Of course, of course. The whole time I'm like, I don't even care, I just want to see the harbor. Okay, we're gonna go see the harbor, Mom, don't worry, this is gonna work out. So we get back to Ground Zero and we go and have Shake Shack, and then we part ways and we are on our way. So we were supposed to be there by, I believe, 10:15 to Rockefeller. So we had plenty of time. We had plenty of time to get there, but of course I'm thinking, oh my God, this will be the time I get us lost. Well, so I had actually pre-planned our route because I did not want to get lost. So I figured it out in advance. I got help with the guy that at the Airbnb. He like told me which trains. It was all worked out, it was all ready to go. Wouldn't you know, MTA, the train I needed, the connection train I needed that would take us to Rockefeller was shut down. It wasn't running. We needed an alternate route. Of course, I'm not from there, so I don't know. Well, there's this woman, and she's kind of heading off, like following the detour to the detour train. And I said to her, I said, "Hey, where are you heading?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm heading uptown." And I was like, "Do you go past Rockefeller?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Can I follow you?" I said, "Because we have tickets to Saturday Night Live. I don't know what I'm doing. I do not want to get lost." Lady turns around and is like, "Shut up. You have tickets to Saturday Night Live." And I said, "Yeah, I do." She's like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." She's like, yeah, girl, follow me. I'll get you there." And I was like a little nervous. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna trust her. I got plenty of time. Yeah, I'm just gonna trust her. So I'm like, let's just trust her. So she gets us on the train, and as soon as I sit down, I'm immediately looking to see where the train stops. And wouldn't you know, it stops right in front of Rockefeller. And of course, as I'm sitting down and I'm seeing it at the same time, she's telling me that's the stop you wanna take. You wanna get off at this stop. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But then when I'm on the train, the lady goes, "Y'all gotta hear this. These two ladies got tickets to Saturday Night Live." And everyone's like, "Woo!" on the train. I was like, oh my God. Hey, New York, what's up? I didn't have the heart to tell them that I'm from Washington. So we get there. We're like kind of wandering around the lobby of Rockefeller. Like, where do we go? Where do we go? And we see other people wandering around. Where do we go? I'm like, hey, you got tickets to Saturday Night Live? Okay, let's all be lost together. We get in, we check in. Okay, so a few things you need to know about being in the audience for Saturday Night Live. Number one, no cameras. I mean, no phones, no cameras. Just turn off your phone. Just shut it down. Because man, they will kick you out if you're on your phone. Like, they want nothing. Like, I got a little lecture because I thought I had time to get a quick selfie with me and my mom with we got little bracelets, and I thought we had time, but no, we didn't. The guy was like, ladies, what are you doing? And I was like, turning my phone off, sorry. And he's like, yeah, that's right, turn your phone off. I was like powering my phone off and did not turn my phone on again until after the show. So basically what happens is they put you in like kind of a waiting room. There's like a bunch of seats everywhere, and they got like images of like famous sketches all over the walls. It's kind of nice in there. It's pretty posh looking. And basically I met some other girl who won tickets the same way as me, and we just sat around and fangirled together. And she actually came with her mom too. So we kind of bonded. We were hoping we'd sit together, but we didn't. She actually had better seats than we did too, but this is cool. Anyways, so we were like in tears, excited, like we could not wait. And so then it gets to be about 11:15, I want to say, and they start rounding us up. by the color of your bracelet on your arm, like one of those like nightclub wristbands that they put on you. It's like, that's what they put on you with the date of the show and everything. I still have that wristband. So, so they line us up and basically they take you out into the audience. So as you come in to get your seat, like you can see the band is playing, and it's crazy because it's actually really small. Like the whole set in there is small, and like there's things just haphazardly like strewn about, but there's like some method to the madness. And and you sit down, you're just like, holy shit, this is crazy. You see the clock and the band's playing and they're like kind of getting you excited. And then Michael Che came out and he did a set, he did a little bit of stand up, and then Kenan Thompson came out and he did like a musical number, and then the show starts. Of course, Donald Trump was president at the time, and Alec Baldwin was there. He did Trump during the cold open. So it's really funny to see them come out before the sketch starts. So Alec Baldwin comes out and we're all like, oh my God, it's Alec Baldwin. And he's just full on in his Trump, and he's like full on Trump, and he's just like, hello, you beautiful people. It's just hilarious to see them like before the sketch starts. So, I mean, the whole thing goes so fast too. Like then the band comes out, you know, Chainsmokers came out and they get like their own special audience. Like they bring them from the back, and they, like group of people just come rushing out. And then the Chainsmokers come out and they do their set, and then they go back, and it's just crazy. And during commercial breaks, you can see Lorne Michaels just wandering around. He's got crackers. He's just sitting there eating his crackers, and he's on his phone. And I'm like, get off your phone. No, I didn't. He's Lorne Michaels. He could do whatever he wants. And like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little mesmerizing to watch him walk around and be like, that guy is responsible for my happiness. In a weird way, like my entertainment for the past 20 plus years. Yeah, you're the guy. The characters broke during our show, and that was hilarious because I got to see what it's like to see them after they break character. So like there was a sketch during the show where they all started laughing during the sketch, and it was hilarious. And then afterwards, it was so funny. Like they go off stage and Lauren's like there, and he's like patting them on the back like, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. You know, it's great. So it goes so fast. Like it goes so fast. Like you blink and it's over. And you just want to sit there and stay there forever, but you can't. So the thing that cracked me up the most was, so they come and get us, and they round us back up, and we honestly, you get dropped off in the gift shop. They drop you in the gift shop, y'all, okay? So I got this shirt, Stefan. I had to buy something to remember my night. Something. And then after the show, after we left, we saw Aidy Bryant out, and she was like signing autographs, and I got like a crappy ass picture of her. I didn't actually get to talk to her because there were so many people around, but she's the only one I saw. So, and then that was it. We took the train back. I think we were so jacked up that I think we went and walked around like Times Square for a little bit just to kind of decompress from everything, because it was just like, I cannot believe I just did that. I can't believe I was sitting there the whole time watching freaking Lorne Michaels, and I saw a monologue and in the flesh, how everything worked, how the sets worked, everything was just like chaos. It was just this controlled chaos in there. It was crazy. I have so much respect for those people. So then the next day obviously is Sunday, and so it was actually like a really beautiful day. It was like one of those typical springtime in New York days. So I take my mom to Central Park, and my mom's a huge Beatles fan, so I took her to the Dakota and, you know, Strawberry Fields and all that stuff. And my mom was like kind of teary-eyed, like being a good daughter, you know, making sure I get my mom to see the stuff she really wants to see. I have one more thing to tell you all about. So we ended up, so the Airbnb, they were so nice to let us, you know, we checked out, they let us hold on to our luggage so we could go run around at Manhattan. And then in the evening, we came back like around 5 or 6 or so, or maybe a little bit later than that, maybe 7. Because I think we had to get up at like 3:30 in the morning to leave. Like, no joke, we left super early. And then go and check in at our hotel by the airport. It was so bad. The room was fine. The room was clean. It was fine. But I swear to God, it was like, I felt like I was being punked. Like, honestly, I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out and say, "You've been punked." Because I'm gonna tell you, some weird ass stuff was going on in that hotel. Like, I don't know, it was a major chain airport hotel, like a Hilton or a Sheraton or something. It was not like some random ass hotel. But so first of all, I'm down there, and this is before Uber Eats really took off. So I asked the guy at the front desk, I'm like, "Hey, do you have any recommendations for food that will deliver here?" And he gives us a couple menus, and one of them is called Kennedy Fried Chicken, because I just wanted like a cheeseburger and some fries. And my mom decided to go with the chicken and mashed potatoes. So we order it, our food comes, we go downstairs, and I swear to God, there's like a dude in the elevator, just one dude in the elevator with us going down. And then when we go back up the elevator, there's another dude, just one dude in the elevator heading back up. Now listen, every dude in the elevator was in tracksuits. I'm not even kidding. Tracksuits, different guy every time, new tracksuit. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? So I go down, get the food, go back up, new dude. And then we go back into our room, and we're watching like Law and Order SVU, and the food was like not edible. Like, it was the worst. It was awful. It was the worst food ever. My burger was good. My burger was fine. It wasn't the best burger I ever had, but it was okay. Everything else, completely inedible. My fries were awful. My mom's chicken was horrible, and she had ordered a side of mashed potatoes. My mom couldn't eat the mashed potatoes. Now this part is on my mom, because my mom for some reason was like, "Oh, rice pudding, that sounds good." And I literally told my mom, I was like, "I feel like that's just something sketchy." And she's like, takes a bite, and she's like, "Try this." And I'm like, "I'm scared." And I take a bite, and I literally spit it out, and I go, "Nope." Well, my mom decides to have a Karen moment. And my mom's not a Karen, but she had a Karen moment. So we collect all the food. We get on the elevator. There's another dude, a completely different dude in a tracksuit in the elevator. One dude in a tracksuit. At this point, I'm like, I'm sensing a pattern. And I get down, and my mom's like, "Look at this food, it's awful." And the guy's like, "Oh, hell no." The guy at the front desk literally goes, "Oh, hell no, this is awful." He's like, "Where is this from?" I was like, and my mom's like, "No." She's like, "This is the menu." I have a friend who lives in New York who still gives me crap about this place. Like, he will tag me in pictures of this restaurant. He's like, "Look, Kennedy Fried Chicken. Should I stop there and eat?" And I said, "Definitely. And you should order the rice pudding." So good. So he takes our food, he throws it out, and he rips up the menu and throws pops it out too. He's like the whole time, that is just nasty. That is just nasty. That is nasty. That's disgusting. He's like, I have a vending machine. I was like, I'm just gonna go take my luck with the vending machine. It's fine. So I go hit the vending machine. I head up. Another dude in a tracksuit on my way up. And I'm literally like, okay, what's the deal with these tracksuits? And I'm looking at my mom like, every time I've been on this elevator, there's a dude in a tracksuit. What the hell? Are we gonna get shot? Is the mafia here? Like, what's going on? So we get back in, and there's like a party going on our floor, and there's like hella weed. And so I'm like opening, and luckily the window opened, but I remember I did like a Facebook Live and I was like, help. Anyways, I ended up falling asleep, woke up, got to the airport, got on the shuttle van, flew home. That was my whirlwind trip with my mom. My mom had a fabulous time. She still remembers that trip fondly. She loves every second of it. We had a great time. It was amazing. I will not enter again just because I don't want to take someone's chance to win, because I've already done it. So I don't feel like I should do it again. I don't know. I'm good. Like, I did it, and I want other people to have an opportunity. So if you want to enter, follow Saturday Night Live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you prefer, all three. And keep your eyes peeled, especially once it gets to be around the end of July, early August. They should be announcing when they're going to be doing their drawing. I'm getting on to 1,000 subscribers, so I thought I would do my second giveaway. I'll announce it in a video, and in that video you'll just leave a comment and make sure you're subscribed and all that stuff. And the winner will be getting, this time, last time it was locally sourced snacks. This time it's gonna be a theme package of relaxing and unwinding, sort of self-care items. So if that's something you're interested in, there might be a book. There might be some spa stuff in there. Might be some nice herbal tea moments in this box. You know, just some stuff to have a good spa night with. Maybe a candle. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Do you like my candle? I don't even think I mentioned it. It says, please don't do coke in the bathroom. Because you should not do coke in your bathroom. Here, let me get it close for in case I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Please don't do coke in the bathroom. Okay, we're gonna blow it out because I want to keep it. It smells like fresh linen too, by the way. That is a smell that you probably do not smell in Chantel's apartment. Anyways, oops. Sense of Sarcasm on Instagram. Follow them. I will link them. Anyways, I saw the Chainsmokers. It would have been better if The Weeknd was playing, right? Should I just lie and be like, it was The Weeknd? I saw The Weeknd at Saturday Night Live just to get under her skin. Let's all tell her I saw The Weeknd at Saturday Night Live. Chainsmokers, no, it was The Weeknd. Anyways, you wouldn't be able to see me in the audience. You don't see me in the audience in that episode, but if you want to go see the episode, it's April 2017, Louis C.K. and the Chainsmokers. That's the episode I'm in. That's the episode I'm at. So anyways, dreams come true, okay? That was such a big bucket list. Like, that was one of those things I put on my bucket list, and I was like, I'll probably never get to do that. But I did. So it was so fun. Anyways, everyone should do it. If you want to go, you should go because it's fun. All right, everyone take care. Have a good night. Love you all. Cannot wait to get to 1,000. It's gonna be so cool. Anyways, so excited for some lucky winner to win this gift because I've already been thinking about the stuff I'm gonna put in it. I'm just so excited. Okay. All right. Everyone take care. Have a good night. Bye.